time is nigh. Open up your eyes to see the signs of the times. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the sky from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up of the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
They had to check. Yo, greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Reserve Menin. Y'all already know, man. One perfect balance. Now, I hope that y'all can hear me. I hope I got all the glitches out. Everything is up and running. Give me a sound check first and foremost. Can you hear me out there in cyborg space? Give me some feed forward. Give me some feed forward. I trust and will that all is well with each and every one. So let me make sure I turn off the devices. You know it is. Don't want the phone to be ringing all loud and clear. Let me see. Oh, yeah, this is good. All right, that check. Okay, check the other one. Check one, check two. Check two ain't good. Okay, check two good now. Okay, all right. Cooking with a little gas. Now, it's been a minute since y'all see me. First, let me say give thanks to all those who called and checked. No, I have not been abducted by aliens. I don't know where some folks got that from. Nope, I did not get married. I don't know where that one came from. Like, get married? Yeah, I gotta be kidding, pal. Not me. But no, I didn't get married either. Not that that's a bad thing. Folks look happy when they get married and stuff. But I was battling with some Facebook lawsuits and whatnot. They was trying to trap me off and all kind of conspiracy theories and misinformation and disinformation. But we here and we here. How we sounding out there, man? Give me some feed for it and let me know how it sounds out there in cyborg space. It's been a minute. Nah, y'all ain't safe. Y'all thought I was God. You thought just a come, man. Just a come. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get my eyes up in the sky here. Yeah, there you go. Whoa, this is the first time I ever clicked on my program and actually found it in one. I don't know how that works, but I found it in one. Oh, wait, hold on. Give me a second. Hey, look at this right here. Oh, man. Gwen, by special request, I got my layered drink again. I got the layers, man. I don't know what's up with this at all, man. They be hooking me up with the fine mixologies going on here. I don't know what that combination is, but yeah, we'll see in a minute. But anyhow, family, give thanks for those who was tuned in on my local page, my personal page, my WhatsApp page, the politically incorrect page and whatnot. Give thanks. I gotta shut up folks up here now in the comments. You know it is already. Go tell a friend. Wait a minute. I gotta send this. I gotta send this, man. They told me to don't forget to send it. And I be thinking, why y'all be doing this to me, man? Because I can't be on the live and be sending out links. But anyhow, take a minute, go tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm gonna do the same thing real quick. And as if I can find it. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. That's not it. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Oh, there you go. Okay. Cooking with gas. So the question I asked tonight basically is, should Britain pay for its past? There's a reason I'm asking that, so stay tuned, man. There's a reason I'm asking that question. And it's probably going to be a bit surprising the direction I'm going. But I'm telling you, folks, you need to buckle up tonight. It might get a little rocky. Fresh out. You know, they say when a bear is out of hibernation, ain't nothing to play with. Yeah, we're going to touch on some stuff, man. This is a magnificent money-making, marvelous Monday, and we're going to definitely touch on it somehow. So we're going to take a minute. Should I play that? I'm going to play a few clips, just a few. I got to touch on one particular one. Yes, I got to talk. I got calls all about Tyra, all over. People calling me, yo, your girl switch, you crossed over. Your girl switch. I'm thinking first thing first. I know I get the blame a lot, but that's not my girl. not in that sense. You know, it's someone we would have met, we interacted, we shared similar ideas, we spoke about an incident, and that's the extent of that. But don't be trying to label my girl, like I'm sure she's probably married for all I know. I don't even know that. So, but we're gonna touch on that real quick. They said how I feel about her crossing the floor. I said, man, we're gonna touch on that. We're gonna definitely speak about the unspeakable, but we're gonna speak on it by name. Yes, Mr. Thorne. Mr. Thorne, I gotta speak on Mr. Thorne. Yes. And I gotta speak on Miss Montley. Y'all already know that. The prime servant. And two other things. Y'all heard this thing called, what's it called? TKY. If you heard about it, please put a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are. We're going to touch on this new thing called TKY. Some money, you click on 3 things and you get money every day. I don't know. We're going to touch on it briefly. And we're going to touch on the other thing. Oh, yeah. Well, 2 other things. The central bank and the police. Yeah, I know tonight gonna be one of them nights, man, family. So buckle up, family. Having said that, let me jump right into it real quick. Let's go back here. First of all, Noel, where you been, Noel? It's your time of the year. It's the first Noel. And nope, yes, Noel. It's not a nope. It's a yep. We on live. Got past all them glitches. We good to go. But it's good to see you. Believe it or not, I had somebody from England asking me, yo, what becoming Noel? I ain't seen him on the program recently. I ain't know. So I figured, well, Noel is Noel. So Noel will just be Noel. You know what I'm saying? So what up? Well, welcome to Politically Incorrect. Sexy D. First of all, before I start off, let me say this. I want to say thanks to everyone who have been supporting this program from the inception, those who came on in between, those who fell out, fell back in, stepped up, stepped away, those who watch it secretly, those who download it and watch it, those who don't want to be seen watching it but still watch it. I want to give you a round of applause, man. Round of applause, man. Special round of applause to all those who tune in, regardless. Those who love it, those who love to hate it. You know what I mean? Those who learn from it. And more importantly, those who copy the style. You know how it is, man. Rastafari, 10 steps ahead of them all day, every day. That's how we do. It's all love, though. For real, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's from a distance. Let me just jump right into this video real quick. I had it queued up already, so I'm just going to go ahead and play it. But before I do that, hold on. King Alfred, I see you. Good evening, Rastamana viewers locked on from Brooklyn, New York City. Is Brooklyn in the house without a doubt? I got to give Brooklyn a shout out, special shout out. Jackie, we know you in the building too. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Yeah, I've been learning some engineer things going on, man. So I've been learning how to tweak this thing a little better so that the sound, the audio is crisp. So y'all could hear me clearly. Because a lot of y'all be trying to misquote me. I don't know why. I'm going to have to put like the closed captions or something up next, man. Get it correct. Politically incorrect. And if I ain't correct, correct me. But I got to pause for a second and do something special. If I don't do something special, I already know it's going to be a problem. So for all those born in October, big shout out to all those born in October. Yes, all the October borns, both the Libra and the Taurus, the Libra and the Scorpio. The end of the Scorpio, well, the first part of the Scorpio, the end of the October kind of thing going on. Although October Scorpios be real different from the November Scorpios, but that's another conversation. But definitely shout out to all those born in October. Big shout out to Beverly. I gotta shout out Beverly. Gotta shout out Beverly as well. Big applause. Empress also celebrating Earth Strong this cycle. Big respect all day, every day. In fact, wait a minute, man. In fact, when I later on, I can play a special tune for both y'all, man. For sure. But I also want to give a shout out to somebody celebrating their Earth Strong on the October. Early on in October. I'm gonna leave that way. I won't even touch that too much. But I remember during COVID, man, that was a beacon, man. We give thanks nevertheless, though. Wait, Beverly, big shout out to you. Hearing you loud and clear. Good night to everyone. For sure. Make sure y'all give Beverly some hearts, man. Give Empress some hearts. Throw some hearts up. Let's go click that heart button. Click on the heart button. Make sure you give them some positive energy all day, every day for everyone who entered this cycle during this season, man. October, the 8th month of the year, the 8th month. Yes, I said it. The 8th, what they call the 8th. Well, they call it the 10th, but it's really the 8th month. Another conversation. But that's for those who are interested. Just go do some research and you're going to find that out. Greetings to the smiling butterfly. Greetings, family. Respect to the PIC family. Yo, man, I give thanks for you too, because I remember, you was there from jump. Speaking of you, shout out to Daffodil, by the way, and our whole family. Yeah. Itara, what I'm saying? The whole crew, straight up. Everybody always remember Itara, right? For sure. Definitely shout out to everyone. For sure. And the works that they do, seen and unseen, man. That's for sure. Jackie, we see you too in the building. We see you. Noel said, AI, the wicked politician governments are after us. Nah, they ain't after us, man. They ain't after us. They ain't after us. Noel, look, they got to do what they got to do so we can do what we got to do. And it's that simple, man. That simple. You know what I'm saying? Your time is coming in a few weeks. Trump and Kamala. Well, Tyrone, what's going on, my brother? Good night. Peace and blessings, Ras. I'm back. John King voice. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Big shout out to all the family. Shout out to the family in UK. No one has passed as a present. We are priceless. Yes. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you this, man. I am so tempted to say so much about so little that would upset so many. Y'all gonna have to play that back to make it make sense. But let me tell you this. There's a lot of things in Barbados that go and get addressed, some undress and redress. Yep. You got folks committing international crimes, man. International crimes. And the thing is this, though. Barbados is saying enough is enough. So I'm proud of Barbados, proud of my people. And I see that we drawing lines, man. Lines getting drawn, family, but that's prophecy, man. That is prophecy, man. Straight up, man. Jamara Chandler, greetings to you too, not just them by Portugal, Spain, also can't forget the Dutch. I like this brother right here. He's dropping it off the top, man. Off the top. Yeah, all of them got to pay. You're right. Totally right. But we're going to definitely, the question is kind of a, how should I say, it's kind of misdirection. Should Britain pay for its past? Because the truth is, the conversation really won't be about Britain as we know it, but we're going to deal with Britain as we show it. It's going to make sense in a minute. Pay attention, man. Sean, I see you too, Governor. Britain can pay for it, wiring the money to my account and not the government's account. I like the idea, man, but you and I both know that that is not how that might happen. But it's going to make sense in a minute, Sean. Miss Critchlow, man, I see you and the whole family. Greetings to you too, family and everyone. Greetings. Noel said it's too far gone. This should be on the black educated leaders from the Garvey days. Man, no reparation for black people. We're going to touch on this in a minute, Noel. Don't pull the trigger yet. Hold on. I was traveling across Africa. I will be home for the independence. I have my ticket. Okay. You went to the motherland. Okay. Beverly said, TYK not really certain about it. That's right. Anybody heard about this TYK thing? We're going to talk about it, man. Jackie, I see you too. Greetings to you too, family. Good night, my politically incorrect family. Thank you, Beverly. That's not a problem, Beverly. It's all love, man. Noel said I'm back. All right. Well, guess what? We coming forward, Noel. This is the thing, family. Should Britain pay for its past? But when I say when I ask the question, should Britain pay for its past? What I'm really asking, to be all fair, is should Barbados pay for its past? Should Barbados pay for its past? Now, why would I say Britain? Well, they call us Little England, don't they? When we took this independence thing, we took the British political system, didn't we not? In fact, we took the educational system. In fact, I think we took all the systems, if I'm not mistaken. Oh man, I don't know what this is, man, but here it goes. Okay. Woo. I don't know what that is, man. Oh, yeah, it clicked now. I know what it is. Now, how you get it to do that, though? It's a mixture of grapefruit, which is on the top, and mango on the bottom. I got a grapefruit mango blend. I don't know how they do that. Whew. Yeah, that grapefruit hit like a grapefruit, though. Shout out to Barbados, man. But the question is, should Britain pay for its past? You know, the irony is this. We took so many things from Britain. And the problem is that we never put it in context. Now, what I'm about to say, you know, some may have heard it before, others might not have heard it before. And it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just the facts of the matter. And the BLP, for example, yes, I did say the BLP, which I, Miss Mia Mortley, our prime servant, who is our prime servant locally, but prime minister abroad. They love her. And they, try to position her to do other things. The white folks, they look at her like, wow, they fantasize about her for some reason because she reflects Barbados. But when they think of Barbados, what do you think they think about? Because certainly that the brothers say, reparation, please. Britain not even thinking about Barbados and no reparation. Why? Because they've not taken responsibility. I mean, they barely apologize, if you call that an apology. They acknowledge the atrocities of the past, but they didn't really give an apology per se. But I don't even care about the apology. I'm more interested in the acknowledging and taking responsibility. Because once they take responsibility, then you have an entity to hold accountable. So there has to be a redress of grievance before we can even discuss reparation. But the question is, should Britain pay for its past? So what do I mean by pay for its past? Well, let's bring it closer to home now. Barbados. There was no such country as Barbados before 1966. Now, I'm working on a presentation for independence. I'm working on it. I might put it out as a video. I'm not sure yet. I might just do it as a Zoom where I'll share it on a different level. But I'm doing a presentation I'm working on dealing with Barbados from the inside, because like I said, Barbados as a country did not exist prior to 1966. And what do I mean by that? Well, prior to that, it was a colony, the colony called Barbados, by extension. The royals came here. I mean, there's a whole line of history dealing with indentured servants from Ireland, from different places. But what I want to focus on mostly is the territory that we now call Barbados. But yeah, let me phrase that. The territory that we now identify as the country called Barbados, and the people that were here prior and those that came during that time. But yeah, before that time, not so much during that time, because most folks that were here prior to it becoming a country were already here prior to it becoming a country. There were folks who were born after it became a country and fell under the spell or the jurisdiction of the country based on what is called a birth certificate that was basically registered by your parents. Prior to that, those who weren't that were here, they were considered citizens of Britain and therefore had British paperwork. So what does all this mean? Should Britain pay for its past? Well, one of the things Britain has to pay for is the fact that when they assisted the people in Barbados, namely the Barbados Labour Party to be exact, with the help of Mr. Earl Barrow, who was at the time a member of the Barbados Labour Party, that eventually became a splinter, kind of similar to what Ralph Thorne would have done technically by taking the existing party and becoming a fraction of that party. The only difference is that he called it something else. I'm just saying. And became Democratic Labour Party, and ta-da, But Mr. Barr was part of the BLP as well. But the question is, well, who are the BLP? Or who were then at the time? Who was the BLP in Barbados at the time? Can anyone tell me what year the BLP was started? We're going to do some homework tonight, those who are quick with the Google. Can anyone tell me right now what year did the BLP started in Barbados? And I don't have any t-shirts to give away tonight. Otherwise, I would do some giveaways. In fact, maybe we should do some promissory notes, promissory shirts, promise some t-shirts and print them after. That'd be political, wouldn't it? Nah, but on a serious note, can anyone tell me what year was the BLP established? I won't ask you why it was established, because obviously prior to the BLP, there would have had to been another political party. We're gonna do some homework tonight, family. We're gonna paint a picture. But like I said, this is not an indictment against the current BLP administration. This is a walk down history, down memory lane, to put some things in perspective, because I'm hearing some things, I'm seeing some things, and like I said, it's politically incorrect where we get it correct. And if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. And that's what's up, man. So we're gonna touch on it. Let me see here. Who got the answer, man? I see you. Britain, England, or the criminal empire need to start with taking back all the stolen art, gold, diamonds, and Africa. And Africa needs to pay the Caribbean reparation, and then Britain next. Man, we ain't gonna talk about Ghana and Ghana's role and those billionaires in Ghana who's probably tied to families that were doing the shipping back then. We ain't gonna touch that right now. We're gonna discuss that in another program. But again, shout out to the matriarch, by the way. Big shout out to moms. Moms, I know you're watching this. Nothing but sunshine from Barbados. I know it must be cold in England. We were here before anyone else. Yes, before the invaders came, we were here. We were here. We were definitely here. Hail up, Aaron, I see you. Greetings, family. We were invaded and were made prisoners of war. Somebody telling the truth. Speak it, speak it. The Indians were all over the Caribbean before the black slaves landed in the Caribbean. Well, let's get this straight here, Noel. First of all, we say that, right? But in reality, this term black slaves, they brought that with them. We didn't consider ourselves black, let alone slaves. We were considered Indians. We're the Indians they're talking about. So when they use the word Indian, they try to color separate people. But in reality, we're the copper tone people that are the Indians. The copper tone people, go look it up. You know, the lighter virgins came from India over here on arrival day. You could go look that up. But we're the ones they're talking about. As far as the darker skinned folks, well, we were always here, brother, traveling back and forth. But again, deeper conversation to say Arobaro sold us out. Facts. Now, I don't want to say Mr. Arobaro sold us out. I don't want to say he sold us out. What I would like to say is that he positioned us like what Ms. Montley is currently doing. He positioned us to recognize that if we do not take our destiny into our own hands, we are always going to be subject to this system. The system is not broken, family. Let me repeat that. I saw a video recently with a mother walking through a couple alleys, reliving the last moments of her son. And it touched me in a whole different way. And at the time, I was tempted to jump on and say something on my phone. I'd do a quick video on my phone. But I said nah, because how I felt at the time, I don't know, man. That my word song might have that might not have been politically correct. I don't want to be politically correct at all, but I definitely don't want to give too much too soon. Let me put it that way. Because I can't even imagine that. When I heard just hearing her, oh man. But the police, we gotta call a spade a spade. The police stem from the plantation, the slave catchers. That's where they came from. That's who they are. That's what their mandate was. Slave catchers. And once that was what they said abolished, rather than get rid of them, they gave the slave catchers a badge, well, a different kind of badge, and called them the policy enforcers. But we're going to create some policies because we don't want these Negroes that we now freed coming back to our homes trying to exact revenge. Because last week I done killed his cousin. Last week I done killed his mother or father or both. And the week before that I stole his brother and sister. So he might still be feeling some type of bitter, and I can't afford it kind of creep in the night. Nah, so we need to have you, we're going to create some policies, not laws, policies, and we're going to have you guys enforce these policies. So basically they were terrorizing the then freed prisoners. I don't want to call them slaves, the enslaved. They were free, they were then oppressing, literally oppressing. They were doing everything to put the fear of God. Don't come back around here, man. Near Massa estate. So their role is not to protect us. Their role is to protect the plantocracy. That is what they're assigned to do. And I'm sorry if anybody feels some type of way about me saying that. Maybe you didn't know that if you're a police officer. But perhaps a lot of them know this because a lot of them do it willingly and proudly. However, there's some that recognize there's maybe the government talking about tweaking laws from Victorian time and this, that, and the third, and these statues are old and archaic and, you know, they're from the stone. Yeah, well, guess what, too? The idea of the police, the way they function is archaic and rooted in slavery and the plantation and the oppression of people. When are y'all going to reform that? Now, some new bills up in Parliament according to what you're trying to do. So Mr. Barrow put things in place to put things in place to put things in place, because had they not done a lot of what they did, although we might disagree all day long, we would not be doing what we're doing now. So you got to understand the idea of yin and yang. You need this a balance. You got to have that. So Mr. What's his name? Baruch, his family's real name, original name, or the name before they became Barrows. Yeah, they work differently. Yeah, so the BLP was started back in 1938. If I'm not correct, please feel free to correct me. That's not a problem. Yes, and Sir Alfred said 1938, he confirmed it. Why were they started? And what was the point of having this Barbados Labor Party? Think about it. Because Barbados at the time was not Barbados the country. Miss Montley, are you listening? I hope you're listening. Because what you're doing is interesting. And we're going to touch on it in a minute, man. I tell y'all tonight going to be a rough night. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. It's going to be rough. I hear a lot of people on social media talking and raising all kinds of issues that are completely relevant but out of season. And nothing is going to be addressed. Like the brother said, it's the same message we've been talking. If we're going to deal with this, let's identify the root issue in order to get the situation resolved in the most plausible way. I can't even say amicable, because it really ain't going to be balanced like that. Because Barbados Labor Party, when the word Barbados was used, it wasn't Barbados the country. They meant Barbados the colony. Somebody talk to me, man. Let me check the chat, man. Pam said 1938, confirmation. Peace to you too, Daffodil. Peace, peace. Yes, we're the West Indians. Well, okay, I'll work with that for now, man. We are the Caribbeans. The Caribbeans, huh? We're going to touch that later. Barbados Progressive League 19. Somebody doing the work. Somebody doing the work. Barbados Progressive League 1938. What was the point of doing this? What was the point? What was it about? It was about maintaining a certain status on the colony and putting certain things in place on the colony. So on a colony, you have two types of people. The haves and the have a lot less. You see what I'm saying? That's it. Because money allows you to do as you please. It gives you power. You know, these policies don't apply to you when you have money. You pay your way around. Where you don't have money, you better stay in your lane. Greetings to you too, family. Greetings, family. He was writing contracts, taking out lands away, hence they overstayed massa. You know, this gonna be ticklish because you said it is sold out. Let me go back to you said he sold out Barbados. He said he sold us out. Well, that's just it though. You know, when you say he sold us out, he would have to first be working for us in the first place. What I'm trying to propose is that he wasn't working for us, not directly. So he didn't really sell us anything. If anything, what he sold us was a dream. Yo, he just said that? Yeah, he said that. If anything, what he sold us was a dream. He didn't sell us out. He wasn't working for us. He was working for the league. He wasn't working for us. We got that confused. We thought it was like TYK. We thought it was working for us. TYK ain't working for black people. It may look that way, but because we always want a quick come up, we fall for these scams, man. Whether it is the flower, what was it? The blessed flower, whether it is the wake up now, whether it's the there was a whole bunch of them, man, over the time since I've been here, man. Always the same thing. Promise you quick turnover, just put a little bit in up front. Give us a little bit, we give you a lot. Now, where in the world you see that other than at a casino, where you can put a little in and take a chance and hope that you hear ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. I want money. I want money. That's your problem. You want money. You want money. TYK ain't gonna give you money. That's not how it's gonna work. You're gonna lose money. These systems do not work for us. They work perfect. These systems are perfectly designed to function the way they function. And they function successfully for those who put them in motion. Mr. Barrow was not working for Barbados. I would suspect, however, that at some point he recognized the error of what he had done and therefore try to put mechanisms in place so that those of us down the road can look back and realize, you know what? Yeah, because of this, we can now do this. So it's kind of like cause and effect. Cause and effect. And so I like to think the Almighty has the ability to see way beyond what we can and therefore put things in place so that things can be put in place. So although people say, yeah, Barrel sell out, he didn't sell us out. He wasn't working for us in the first place. You got to be honest about that. And that's not, and again, this is not a good or bad thing or right or wrong. The Barbados Labour Party, you know, the Barbados Progressive League, understand, when they created all the different movements at the time, they were functioning from the standpoint of working on a colony, being governed by Westminster and a bunch of other European policies. That's what it was. Full stop. So when it got to the point where they claimed they wanted to be independent, meaning, well, we want to govern it ourselves. We want to be able to run the corporation known as Barbados, the colony known as Barbados. We want to turn it into a country called Barbados. So then they turn it into a country rather than a colony. They turn the colony into a country, although they maintain the same form of governance. So political reparation is a conversation that needs to be had. Why do I say that? Because we never discuss how we should govern ourselves as free people. We never discuss how to govern ourselves as free people. In fact, it was never even taught to us prior to that, how to govern ourselves. The schools that they had in place at that time as a colony were built to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to produce cogs for the colony. The education was designed to produce cogs for the colony. Let's put it in perspective. And if you ain't had no paper, you can go to no school to get the cog, to be cognizant of what was necessary to run the system. Therefore, you was just a labor. So we needed a labor party, someone to govern the laborers, someone to manage the laborers, the ignorant folks, the ignorant people, those that weren't cognizant. Follow what I'm saying, family. So what basically happened after that was that a few of the cognizant ones created a labor party to manage the labor so that the cogs could keep spinning on the backs of the labor. I'm going to take a sip to that. Y'all with me? Y'all still with me? If you're still with me, give me a thumbs up. Give me something on Facebook. Give me some heart, something. Let me know if you're still there in cyberspace because I can't see right now. Hold on. One of the questions are, what is an independent country? Or can anyone define independence when we are selling out everything? Okay, I'm going to touch that in a minute, Noah, but before I get there, let me finish this train of thought. So we got to the point where Mr. Barr decided he going to cause a blitz. He going to pull a Ralph Torn before there was a Ralph Torn. I'm having fun tonight. Just follow the story though. So he pulled this move and we had a blitz. So we got now the Democratic Labor Party. Why? Because the Barbados Labor Party didn't seem democratic. It didn't seem democratic. It didn't seem that way. So Mr. Barrow said, well, that's not being run in a way of democracy. We want to run it. We're going to run it differently. We want to do a Democratic Labor Party. Still representing the labor folks. So basically, there's like two unions. We're talking, these are unions. Understand what I'm saying, family. So at this point now, we got this thing called independence. So Noah Lance, what is independence? Independencing, I don't know. You're independent. You're independent. You're dependent on these individuals to govern you. That's what it is. You're independent because there's no such thing as an independent country. First of all, we are interdependent in terms of how we relate to each other, but we don't. That's a vague term that gives it's a misdirection. It gives you the impression that because at the time when he was painting the picture, it meant we were breaking away from the colony. We're breaking away from the colony. We're going to be independent. And that was the message of the day. And the laborers was like, yeah, because we don't like that colony, whatever you want to call it, no more. We can't sit in words, children watching. We don't like that. We don't want that. So they was happy to hear about we going to be independent. I mean, we ain't going to depend on the colony. Yeah. Exciting times. And folks flocked to the idea. But then they made the queen a head of state, which kind of a bit contradictory. Like, how are we independent and she's still in charge? Well, she's in charge, but not really in charge. We just gonna make her think she in charge and make you think she not in charge, although we gonna just manage what is her crown land. This is crazy, family. Understand what is being happening, the kind of psychosis. This is their psychosis. This is serious, family. And the BLP is still in mood. The BLP is still functioning along this time. At that time, it's Mr. Tom Adams. But understand that these are all cogs, folks that are cognizant of how this system works from the Westminster and the British perspective. So should Britain pay for its past? Of course. Because these two systems represented Britain at the time of a colony. There's no way that the BLP should have been entrusted with the running of a country that was supposed to be independent. Because the BLP was established to maintain order on a colony. But they couldn't pick from the country because the folks that were cognizant were all part of the colonial cog. So when they became in charge, when they took control rather, to the degree that they took control of the country with the colony cognizant mindset, I ain't got to tell you what came next. BLP, DLP. Well, DLP first. BLP, DLP, BLP, DLP, BLP, DLP, BLP. I don't know if I got the sequence correct, but you get the gist. So here we are now in 2024, and this is what we got to deal with. So let me just go ahead and play this clip first because I just want to do this one. Wait, hold on. Did I just do that? I hope I just did that. I just did that. I shouldn't have done that. A video file. Let me play this file. Where is this though? This should be my download folder. Although I'm not seeing it, which is a bit strange. All right. Video file. Not seeing it. Okay, I'll pull it up from somewhere else. Let me just go ahead and pull it up from here instead. Share screen. Go to here. Go to here. Should I? Yeah, I'm gonna do this one first. There are two of them I want to play, and this is why I'm going this direction because you understand the system is working perfect. There's nothing wrong with the system. What's wrong is that we as a people, we have the wrong definition of what is going on. We have the illusion of inclusion. Should Britain pay for its past? Yes, but Barbados also has to pay for her past because she has misguided the people for a very long time to the point where we really think that if we keep petitioning to the cognizant ones from the colony, that they'll overstand the plight of the laborers. And that's emphatically impossible. The oppressed can only get out of oppression by developing their own system. Because those who have been doing the oppression have literally lost their way and see absolutely nothing wrong with what they're doing. They can't even relate. In fact, they're not cognizant of that reality. Read between the lines, man. Let me play this video real quick, though. This ought to be interesting, man. I'm telling you, man. So yes, y'all know who this is. Tom Hall me this. Somebody sent me this video, so I had to share it. And I'm sharing it for a reason. Yes, this is going to segue into Tyra. Yes, this is going to segue into Tyra and that elegant looking red dress. I might add, she looked exceptionally elegant in it. Those colors really did compliment her. And bear in mind, anyone is allowed to wear red in Barbados. I don't think that this is any, Bloods and Crip environment where you're either wearing red or you're wearing blue. I think it's a case where, you can wear whatever you want to wear. So it might be a bit suspicious to say the least, but she's free to wear whatever. But I want to just play this for a second. Mr. Thorne, bear me for a second, Mr. Thorne. I got some stuff I want to share with you. But I thought this was really interesting. Let me just go ahead and play this clip real quick. Let me know how y'all can hear this out there, man.
Parliamentary chairman. Oh, right. I saw a little clip of the thing they did up there, the karaoke show that they did up there. Okay. The political parties across the Caribbean, the high point of their year is their conference. And they will tell us that we had an interesting conference. We did. But there's a spirit in here tonight. There's a spirit in here tonight.
I want to pause it here real quick. Like you said, there's a spirit in here tonight. And the reason why I'm pausing it here, that is going to come in relevant in the next clip. I want to show you all something. And by the way, for those who don't quite get politically incorrect, this is not a jab at Mr. Thorne. I'm giving my perspective on something. For heaven's sake, man, relax a bit, man. Just a bit.
And this party, that BLP event that took place this weekend will be remembered as one of the greatest karaoke competitions ever put on in this country.
Oh man, this guy is
five beacons of renewal. How many finalists they had? 50? I don't know. But it will be remembered for a beautiful karaoke competition, beautiful singer.
Beautiful.
Even the one that we know, she sang beautifully. She sang beautifully. And we are glad. We are glad. We are glad. We were glad to hear her voice. We were glad to hear her voice.
I don't think, I personally think Mr. Thorne became a little speechless at that point. He had an emotional moment, just however brief.
This part,
Very brief.
he called the Barbados Labour Party.
Very, very brief. He had a brief moment. And I'll tell you why he say that. He said that several times. We were glad to hear her voice. I mean, Mr. Thorne, like, it was lost for words, just for the record, man. Like, I don't know you as a man as lost for words at all, man. But that red dress, huh? That red dress, Mr. Thorne. Tell the truth, Mr. Thorne. That red dress, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, as man to man, the red dress, right? You remember the Matrix, Mr. Thorne? Are you paying attention? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? Pay attention, Mr. Thorne, because these are some serious times, man. And again, you came out saying you for the people. I've been on here for a while with the people. I ain't never left the people. We was always on the ground. So, of course, anybody coming to say they for the people, especially coming from where you came from, I got some questions for you. I'm not questioning you as a man. And if nobody else got the courage to ask you questions, the questions that they need to answer you, well, if I were you, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But we got some questions. In fact, hold on a second. Let me make sure I put this up here, man. Let me click that right there. The back note, politically incorrect. Y'all know already. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Like, share, subscribe. You ain't got to like, share, and subscribe. But tell a friend and tell a friend for sure. For sure. My number's on the screen, man. Got some questions I'd like to answer. Did you watch The Matrix, Mr. Thorne? If you haven't watched The Matrix, go watch The Matrix, the first one especially. Were you paying attention? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? Look again. Look again. Everything is not what it seems, man. At all. At all. And I'm not here advocating for Miss Trotman, whether she crossed the floor or whatever term they use. I'm here simply to say that I remember having a conversation with her on a program right after the George Street Auditorium Sunday service, thunderstorm, flood waters and whatnot, people getting doused and soaked while others sat inside comfortably and had a conversation about unity. I remember that clearly. I remember having a conversation with that same young lady. She wasn't wearing red then, she had on yellow, ironically. And the thing is, passionate about the people that she was with, looking to work and move forward to represent the people that she was engaged with. And from my understanding, there was a meeting the day prior to that where she said something. Well, she said it on the program. Y'all could go and watch that one. It was on the 20, I think that was the 25th or something of the month before that had occurred. I don't know exactly what day it was, but she spoke about emotion, what she did and how it went down, and and some folks questioned, and Wreck-It Ralph answered a couple of questions, which I thought were very profound. I actually put the questions up. I could have left them out, could have ignored it. But being fair and unbiased, I posed the question. And the insinuation is that, well, let me rephrase that. Implicit in the question is the suggestion that she was out of order with how she went about doing what she was seeking to do, which is not a problem. But you would think that if she was out of order in an orderly setting, that the people who knew and understood the order would say, hold on a second, let's put it in order. You can go ahead and raise that motion on the floor. However, there's some prerequisites that should happen first. So let's go through these, and then you can go ahead and let's direct you in the right way to do what you're looking to do. But that didn't happen. She came on my program and we had a conversation, and quick, so I see clips of the program being passed around, even got sent to me, and it was a big joke and a laughing matter. But it's funny because you're laughing now, right? That she's singing in red, Lady in Red. Man, you better look again. because because you know, this thing about there's a spirit in here, and yes, I am going to go there. Allow me to go to this other clip right here, man. Allow me to share this screen here now, because I thought this was interesting. I thought it was so profound that I got to share this. We might be a little long tonight, family. I ain't know, but I got to share this one right here, because something dawned on me. Before I go there, let me just check this thing real quick right here. Where we at? Jason, I see you. Greetings to you too. Godspeed, family. We see you. Good night to you too, family. You are right. The system is continents of the plantation, all to oppress the so-called blacks and native people. One of the same, man. One of the same. Maria, I see you too, Maria. Maria, man. Yeah, I tell you, man. I got a pot of gold for you just now, Maria. Yeah, that's an inside thing, though. Regina, I see you. Greetings there again. Pam said, he did as people believe in him. I know what I mean. The chains are now invisible. The objective, the same, different tools. Same, different tools. Same thing, though. I agree. Totally agree. And I got you, Pam. Come on. I know, you know I got you. Said, Carlson, good night to you too. My brother, good thought-provoking program. Love it. Well, give thanks, family, for the support. If you truly love the program, go tell a friend to tell a friend. This is a different cylinders here, man. Different cylinders, man. This ain't no V6, man. This is straight V12. We push it straight up. We double up on that. Straight up. Noel said this is an educational program. We say things to get more information, right or wrong. I like it, Noel. He said most old laws work for the benefit of massa. For sure. That's my whole point, for sure. The system is not broken. It is working perfect. Remember the word labor. Wow. We don't call it that these days, though, you know. They refer to it as middle class. Look, man, words are spells here. Grapefruit and mango, though, it beaten different. Different. Yeah, Noel, I like that one, though, Noel. All right, I don't want to get too far behind the comments, but they come in quick. Let me go back here. I want to jump into this video. So I came across this video as well. Yes. This is a couple of days. This is last week, actually. And speaking of system, and speaking of BLP, and speaking of labor, and speaking of, there's no reason why the BLP should have been ever entrusted with the country, because if we are free and independent, we should have picked our own. At that point, we should have been given permission to pick our own. The problem is we did. We went with those who were cognizant of how to run things. What we failed to realize that they were cogs. They were only cognizant based on the British system that they were trained and taught and were cognizant of. They know nothing about what the people are going through. They couldn't relate. So Mr. Barrow said, let's give them a free education. In other words, we need more cogs now. But a lot of folks can't afford to go, so we'll create a system to give it to them for free. Although it'll cost them more in the long run. All four parents had very little education, yet they had more land than we have today. They had no debt, if any at all, or very little, and had way more children and survived way longer. We got all this free education, folks who are cognizant, and all we got is debt. IMF policies. I'm here to tell you that, just for the record, there's no such thing as an IMF policy. The IMF has money. Governments write policies promising the IMF, if you give me X amount of money, this is what I'm going to do. And the IMF decides, okay, I like your policies. I'm going to accept your policies. The problem is these cognizant folks take this paper and do, okay, you know what? Let me get into it a little bit further. Let me play this clip first. Let me touch this. This one, I got 3 parts I want to focus on, but I don't even know if I could play it once, skip it. A few things happen with this one. Look, Mr. Thorne, I know that politics is a theatrical thing, right? They go there, they talk back and forth. But they all really friends anyhow. But even people who are close or friends sometimes have a disagreement. And you see energy, spirit don't ever lie. Something is going on in Parliament, Barbados. Something is amiss. There's a mystic blowing through the air in Parliament. You don't believe me? As much as this theatrics, I want to see if y'all can pick up on the spirit right here. Like he said, there's a spirit in here, right? Mr. Thorne has a gift. He's gifted. I know he's gifted. In fact, I think he should have a birthday coming up soon. I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Wait. Is he October born? Because I was told he's a Scorpio. I don't know how true that is because, we Scorpios, we get along. If we don't get along, then you know what that means, man. You know what that means. Nevertheless, he has a gift to discern certain things. So when he speaks, I listen very carefully. Listen to this one right here, man. I'm gonna let Mr. Thorne tell you what's going on in Parliament.
On the last occasion I spoke in this place, I would have lamented the absence of several of my parliamentary colleagues. Today it is not a lament nor a complaint because I come to commiserate with those who are absent. I know what the last weekend did to some of them. And I look to my left, normally there's a fairly significant presence today. They're not here, and I do wish the best for my colleague from St. Andrew. I understand he's indisposed today after the affray at Churchill. And I do wish him well. I understand that after the karaoke and rum, after the rum was served, he may have suffered some.
Honorable member, please. I would wish you, sir, to...
No, I'm commiserated.
Please.
Yes.
So, the honorable members are here, and I'm glad that you have acknowledged
Yes.
that he has some injury.
Yes.
But please do it with grace.
Yes, of course.
Because I'm sure that he and
Yes.
all of us
Yes.
would want to extend
Yes.
well wishes
I
and
do.
to be using the best of
Yes.
decorum to be able to present it, sir.
I'm obliged.
No, check this out. Mr. Thorne starts to speak about an incident that apparently happened after the whole get-together, quote unquote, when the rum was served. Listen to this carefully, when the rum was served. And apparently he somehow got injured. I won't get into too many details. But the speaker decides to interrupt him from going into any further details as what clearly he was going in a certain direction. Which is basically to, according to another fella, come out things, right? But watch how clever Mr. Thorne circumvents this again and watch this. But this is the thing. Why am I playing this? I'm going to show you something. Watch the atmosphere in Parliament change. Watch it. Because if we start to realize that this thing we call politics, these individuals who are cognizant of what they're doing, starts to unravel, family. There's a road being open. There's an avenue opening. And this is what Mr. Arabaro would have put in motion. This is what Ms. Montley is putting in motion. Whether they're cognizant of it or not, their actions are creating an opening. But the question is, what we're going to do with that opening? But let me let the rest of this play for a second. Hang on.
So go ahead, Ed.
And I do.
Madam Deputy Speaker, if I can, just raise on a point of order.
Acknowledgement.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition seeks to impute the character of the Honourable Member for St. Andrew. I heard the words alcohol being mentioned. I know that the color red disturbs him, and anything related to anybody who is associated with a party that he was once a member of.
I think he missed this.
I think he misses us, and red floors or red benches seem to trouble the soul of the honourable leader of the opposition. But I want to just make it clear that the honourable member for St. Andrew is well. Unfortunately, a light that was inside of the hall at our conference fell on him, and he sustained an injury to his head. So all of these rumours and innuendos that the honourable leader of the opposition seeks to enjoy and titillate his fancy, I too would want to wish him well, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I would hope that this place is not reduced to what the leader of the opposition seeks to do, but he is alive and well.
Thank you very much.
Reduced to what the leader of the opposition is seeking to do. Yes, he was injured, but a light bulb is what fell and hit him in the head, and not anything that Mr. Thorne or any projectiles or anything that he's trying to insinuate to reduce this house. We ought to listen carefully to what comes next, though. It's one big show, but you got to be able to see and discern when it's no longer a show.
Intervention, ma'am. And we all pray that the honourable member for St. Andrew will heal well, and I'll give the opportunity to the honourable member for Christchurch South and leader of the opposition to let us get to this maritime.
Yes, and so I am grateful. I'm grateful for the confirmation and clarification that the honourable member for St. Andrew is indeed well, and I stand indebted to the honourable member for St. Michael South East for clarifying that he was not struck with a big rock by somebody who was fighting for food, but that a light fell on him and hurt his head. And I last heard that he was in an ambulance being attended to, and I was deeply concerned. So that we confirm that he was not injured during the fight. And I am.
Honourable member.
Yes, ma'am.
How?
Now, notice that's the second time he mentioned a fight. Mr. Thorne, to tell you this guy is something else, man. Somebody's saying he's born his month. This is his month. He's an October Scorpio. That would make a lot of sense, though. I mean, really, it would. It totally would make all the sense in the world. Nevertheless, everything is about to change now, though. And Parliament is Parliament, family. You got to give it to Parliament. But again, how can we start to discern and see through so that we would know as a people what we need to do? Because if we think we're going to get rescued by these cognizant individuals when clearly there's an unraveling right before our eyes, and most may not even see it, I'm going to give you step by step. Watch what happens next, man.
Is that relevant to our discussion, sir? I'd be grateful if you will please get to the debate so that we can get.
Madam Deputy Speaker.
See, everyone is trying to get Mr. Thorne from touching this subject. They all trying to stop him from touching it, trying to be all diplomatic and little smiles, but it is gradually becoming more and more of a taunt. Well, let's see what happens next.
I believe the honourable member is thinking about fights that take place at George Street.
And they're numerous.
Okay, now you see that? Even the speaker now chimes in, obviously choosing sides for obvious reasons, and they're numerous. He's getting mistaken with the fights in George Streets. Oh, they're numerous. Okay.
Honourable member, please.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
opportunity to make
all of this amounts to commiseration. And of course, as I said, I'm grateful to you, ma'am. You've asked me to extend my commiseration with some grace.
Sure.
And I'm trying to do that and to genuinely express commiseration to the honourable member for St. Andrew.
I know that you have, sir. I'm grateful because
Yes.
at the inception, the impression would have been that you wanted to, in some way, cast aspersions on a matter which we will not deal with. I know you're legally trained,
Yes.
but let us, sir, get to the business and
Yes.
be dignified
Yes,
as the
yes,
young people
yes.
of Barbados and the seniors and
Indeed,
others
yeah.
know of the high standard of this honourable chamber for
Yes.
so many decades. Let us keep the standard
Yes,
high
yes.
and leave that matter for George Street and any other community where you will want to say, but the honourable member and leader has explained the situation and we are grateful and we understand because we know what transpired. Please let us get to the maritime discussion. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. And
That felt like a Ralph in the principal's office moment there for a second. You understand? I'm telling you, stop with that. Let's go.
please be assured that the commiserations extended to the honourable member for St. Andrew, please be assured that those commiserations are genuine and that the country, you see, this political engagement is hazardous. And sometimes we don't understand how much at risk we are as politicians.
Serious.
And therefore, I came here today, when I did not see him, I feared that he may have been more exposed to the hazards than his colleagues who are also not with us today. I don't know the extent of their indisposition following what seems to have occurred up there. The public will want to know. But what the public is entitled to know, and they will be happy to know, that the Honourable Member for St. Andrew is recovering well after his experience at Churchill on the weekend, and that he was not associated with any food or rum fight, that a light fell on him, and that he is well.
Honourable Member, please. We know that for many, many years, this Honourable Chamber does not have every member in place at time. Many of them, and now that they're ministers and they're leading other sections in this society, they will not be always on time. And I will not wish you, sir, to reflect on any negativity, the Honourable Member for St. Andrew or anywhere else. When you, sir, know, when you were on the side of the government, that there were reasons why. And I am happy, sir, to see you here today, because there are many days when you do not turn up, and when you do, it's time to close. So we're not going to be asking passive aspersions on anybody's name or character. We are here to do the people's business, sir.
No, I hope y'all noticed that something shifted just now. This isn't the smiles and the laugh and the back and forth comments. This is something different. In fact, I mean, if you can really capture this moment right here, somebody just pushed the clutch in. And it doesn't go uphill from here. It goes further down. Now, I should cut this short, you know. I should cut this here and go to the next one. But I can't be doing the business of the people of Barbados, right? Well, let me do the business.
And therefore, the Honourable Member for St. Andrew and no other member on the honourable side, sir, when you had all of your confusion that still continues in George Street, we have not reflected on it because this is the highest chamber. Young people are listening, old people are listening, everything is going international, and the standard of this honourable chamber must continue, and I'm not going to let anybody drop it in the gutter. So, sir, please let us get to the maritime discussion that we're on to today so that the members here can know of your agreement or your disagreement. That is your privilege, but we want this high standard to be upheld. Whether I am in the chamber as the leader today or the honourable member who is not here, we're here. We are not going to be going into the gutter on matters that do not concern this honourable chamber at all. And that is why a lot of people are saying Parliament is this, Parliament is that, in a negative way, because we are carrying that negative image and it has to be stopped if I am in this honourable chamber. So, sir, please let us get to the debate so that we can know what you want to say about this maritime matter and the excellent work that has transpired. But I'm not going to give you any more cues just in case you hadn't heard the honourable member who is a minister in this presentation. I will give you your opportunity, sir, to be able to debate this matter. Thank you for your kindness.
I'm obliged to you, Madam Deputy Chair, and with your lead, having heard the nature of the legislation that comes to the chamber today, let us agree then to sail into more placid waters of the legislation and to remove the debate presently from the violence that may have taken place elsewhere. Let us now sail into the placid waters of the maritime legislation that came.
Honourable Member, here to interrupt you because you have gone right back. I know that I was in the classroom for 30 years dealing with infants and reception and other children. We have never had this standard in our schools. We are not being it to this honourable chamber, especially if I'm here. Were the honourable speaker here, we would not have had this matter from you, sir. We did not pay any attention to what was going on in George Street with the fighting and the cursing and the locking out. Please do not let this chamber be reduced to that level. Let us keep that high standard. Once I'm in this chair, I am going to try my best as a simple country girl to maintain those standards of so many decades of this honourable chamber being recognized by the public and the rest of the world as the honourable chamber of Barbados. Sir.
Now listen now, like I told you, it doesn't get better. It even goes further. It even goes further. Now again, theatrics or not, there's a shift happening here. And that's evident. Remember I said earlier about these spirits, right? There's a spirit in here, right? Okay. Pay attention, family.
Sir, please get to the debate. In the interest of time and in the interest of your members on your side, in the other place, knowing exactly what is happening and how they too can help us to build out Barbados and separate that political divide that should never be in here this morning. Therefore, sir, I give way to you. Use your opportunity in the best way you can. Thank you, sir.
You're most gracious, Madam Deputy Speaker.
That is because I'm in the seat, sir.
Yes.
Where on the outside, I would have said other things, but not
Yes.
with any negative language, because I don't curse anymore. I ask God to remove it.
You don't curse anymore.
No, sir. Otherwise, I would have cursed you, but I wouldn't do that.
No,
I so
please, sir.
highly respect you because you
Yes.
were one of the honorable members over here, and we always respected each other. In the
course.
interest of time, sir,
Yeah.
would you please get to your opportunity
Yes,
to do
yes,
the debating?
Yes. Let us, yes.
Thank you, sir.
As I was saying, let us
Wow.
move into placid waters of the legislation. Just to make the observation that the Honorable Minister spoke very softly and gently. I listened to him, though. I listened to every word he said, and I made my notes. I suspect you and I were the two in this chamber who listened most attentively to his dulcet tones. But a lot of what the Honorable Minister said in relation to the legislation, a lot of it is standard, a lot of it based on treaties, and he would be one of the first among us to admit to you that a lot of this legislation is really lifted from treaties. This is not, though, to diminish the good work done by those whose names he called. And he did confess that when he came to the ministry, that if this were his first day in the ministry, he would know absolutely nothing of what he spoke. But that the honorable member for St. Michael South would have assured him, this is what he said, this is what the honorable member said, that the honorable member for St. Michael South would have assured him that he was in good hands. You see, I listened to everything. Even when
Okay, so he goes on to speak about, what a good job Mr. Ford would have done in just basically reciting some treaties and stuff internationally. Briefly, I think this section right here was Mr. Thorne trying to catch his balance back, because clearly he knows at this point in time that there's something else going on in Parliament right in front of him, because he's kind of quick on his feet. I see how he speaks. I get it all the time. This is not a problem. Something is different here, because he goes on speaking briefly about Mr. Ford, kind of like accolades for a little bit. And as if that was enough, it goes right back to what was being said earlier. Like, he goes right back to it. And that's what the point I want to make, though. Why do that? Why do that? Okay, but hold on. We're going to get to that in a minute. Hang on a second.
the signatory, and those on the other side who have some familiarity with international law and the concept of dualism. I will now speak to the lawyers. Dualism, that international conventions really only become the law when they go with a member for St. Michael West Central. One is still entitled even an international treaty, but he need not fear. He will not hear much of that today. It's not a good reason. There are peculiar circumstances. The honorable member for St. Michael West Central, though, and he is one of the more Michael West Central in Barbados.
All right. Let me go back to this piece right here. This ought to be fun.
Congenial and honorable member that attained the working of that legislation. I want to say to the honorable member for St. Michael West Central, though, and he is one of the more congenial and polite ones in Barbados.
Listen.
And
please continue, sir. We are listening carefully.
Yes, I'm glad you recognize that I was interrupted.
Yeah, and we acknowledge any kudos that you will be extending
Yes.
to members and others, as we would to you, sir.
Yes.
In every respect, whether you're on our side or the other side.
I wonder what is the spirit that attains us today, ma'am. But let us press on.
Maybe the spirit you brought in, sir.
I brought it. It's a good spirit.
Because it was always fine before you came.
Yes, it's a good spirit, though. But I want to say to the honorable member.
Maybe it's the spirit you brought in. It was always fine before you came in. I'm going to let that sit right there for a little bit. I just wanted to get that spot. Then this is my point. Again, those who are cognizant, I mean, we could sit here and we could discuss this going and coming. We could act as if we ain't got a clue what's really happening. But I think Barbados is at the point where now Barbadians are waking up to what's going on, though. People in this ain't 1966 no more. People know what's going on. We can't talk about the young people exposed to the internet and all this knowledge and stuff, and don't think that the adults not exposed to knowledge and they're not too paying attention because they are, and they see what's going on. Now, granted, he goes on to speak about the fishing industry, and I will admit, and although I could probably play part of it, I probably wouldn't at this point, but I will admit that he touched on some key vital points, and I agree with him. Totally agree with Mr. Thorne in terms of pushing more energy and keeping people aware of the fishing industry in Barbados, that at this point it's going through a rebirth. And yes, Mr. Ford spoke on different initiatives and whatnot, and perhaps there need to be a few more added to it to bring that situation into a better place where we can look and project a better and a brighter future for Barbados, especially when it comes to food and security. It's all relative. I have a program I want to do on food on Wednesday, if I get the rest of footage, because I've been going through town and taking some pics and looking at stuff. Y'all realize that we ain't really gotten a lot of food out here, though. It comes and it goes. But it comes and it goes. But the duration of time between the coming and the going is getting wider and wider. But it's happening so gradual, a lot of people not paying attention. So my thing is, does Britain owe Barbados? Well, technically, yes. But the truth is, Barbados owes Barbados. Barbadians have to realize that if we're going to resolve our social and economic issues, we're going to have to look at things very different. The system, you can't, Mr. Thorne cannot change the system. Ms. Motley, all her efforts cannot change the system. They might elevate her because she's from Barbados. And for them, it's like, wow, look at this Negro go. That's what they're going to see. They don't see us with any dignity and respect, not the level we ought to. They look at us like, you know, when you go to the circus and you see a monkey juggling balls while swinging upside down from his tail. Like, wow, look at this. An amusement. They're amused by us. Meanwhile, they play like they don't recognize that they're not cognizant of the plight of the people. So they only recognize the plight of the people when they're trying to get elected. But once they get elected, like the plight of the people just vanish. Nah, we ain't dealing with that. There's something going on in Parliament, and it's obvious. All is not what it appears to be. You know, we know power corrupts, and power corrupts absolutely. We've heard that. But what are we going to do as a people right now? We can't keep letting this system trick us and manipulate us, and be falling for every hook, line, and sinker. You know, we can't. And I'm not saying that Mr. Thorne can't do good by some people, I'm sure. Ms. Motley is doing good by a lot of people, but not by all people. And it's probably impossible to ever please all people, especially when you approach it from the standpoint of two prior colonies labor parties. But they're both Labor Party. The Barbados Labor Party and the Democratic Labor Party. Both labor. Both is about labor. Well, the working class is who running things, so you got to appeal to the working class. Now imagine we look at a different approach to Barbados. Is it possible political reparation where we could look at a different way of governing ourselves and restoring that which was taken from us? Show me one country right now in the world, family, where democracy works for a black country. Show me one black country, one African-led country where democracy works. Somebody please, let me go check the comments real quick. Somebody please post me one. Just give me one example where democracy has worked successfully and consistently for us. We need to redefine how we've been governing ourselves. I think Pamela said it earlier. We were highly educated free men and women before being enslaved on our own land. This is a fact, man. These are big facts, family, facts. We were governing ourselves for centuries with no problem. No problem. No such thing as democracy. All roads lead home to fool the people. This is a fact. Not a big fact, man. Another big fact. Democracy does not work for us. It has never worked for us. And the more they keep selling you the idea that you need to be democratic, democracy, 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 the more they chant that word, you should become afraid. Afraid. In fact, my brothers and sisters in North America, I think it was last week when they had all that Carmella, those road shows, whatever they call them, the whole Eminem and Beyonce, that was a big thing. Everybody was focusing on that. But guess what happened in America with Biden? They passed a new law, a new bill, that now allows, for the first time in the history of the country, they now allow the military, y'all know American military, you know, them cats, you know, they come down all kind of Navy SEAL, all kind of, they now allow the military to, if they have to, basically kill citizens. Before that, they weren't allowed to kill their own citizens. They passed a law allowing the military to basically kill their own citizens if the citizens should ever get involved in any political, I don't want to call it riots, but rallies, any political disturbance. So in other words, if Trump supporters, if Kamala steal the election, I probably shouldn't say it like that, but for sake of conversation, if she steals the election and people who support Trump decide they're going to go out there and, you know, create some problems that they might have, that kind of similarly happened the last time, the army is now authorized to treat it as a terrorist cell and treat it accordingly. Let that sink in, family. Let that sink in. This is what democracy does, man. You can't oppose, man. You're going to do as you told, or you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem. Shout out to Alex Mitchell while we at it, man. Serious. Greetings to you too, Pedro. I see you. She said, Ross, she's a lawyer. Lawyers in Barbados are just like the BDLP parties. They're all one. Man, listen, once you understand that, but because folks are all one, don't mean they're all getting along. Keep that in mind. Good night to you, Tim. Big shout out to the brother Tim and the whole family up there in the north, man. It must be cold as ever up there in Canada now, man. I can't imagine. He said, my internet is terrible. I need to file a complaint. That's right. Go file a complaint and get some free service because you're paying for it. And if it's not right, make sure they credit your account. Make sure they credit your account. The other thing I want to touch on real quick, family, is this. Like I said, the system isn't broken, man. It's working perfect. And so when people pop up with these ideas, this thing called TKY, everybody tell them about TKY. Yeah, I got my wallet online. You know, money's in my wallet. This, that, and third and fourth. So I could see online. Yeah. I remember back in the days, they had a game on Facebook called Mafia Wars. So you would do certain things, and after a day or two, you could collect money. It would get money into your digital wallet on Facebook. And I had done a number of things in this game. I accumulated, I don't know, a few billion I had accumulated. Yeah, it was pretty good in the game, strangely enough. My point is, I couldn't access that money. It was there, but it wasn't mine. It was in digital form. Why I'm saying that? Listen, TKY, from all my research, it doesn't prove to be anything that's valid, but I know that folks, a drowning man will grab at a straw. I think that there are many ways to invest your money into more sound returns other than somebody telling you, join my group. And if I bring 2 more folks in and you do this and do that, then we could make this amount of money. I mean, we've seen this before. Same thing, just differently. And one day you get up and it's no longer there because they've accumulated enough money at a certain level, and those who have accumulated the amount they wanted, they just vanish. And you never see or hear them because in most cases, you never even knew them in the first place. Like, who owns TYK? I mean, I hope somebody who's a part of this group, TYK, can come on and show me who owns TYK. Who owns it? Who's in charge? Where's it registered? What's going on? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend. The system is set the way it's set for a reason, family. Don't let it fool you, man. Sean, Noel is telling you to do a reset, man. Digicel is not giving me 4G. I am watching this from my mobile phone, Noel. Yeah, well, you know, it could be a lot of reasons why, man. I keep hearing it, and then in Barbados sucks. Complaints isn't going to solve your problem. Good luck. Man. The system is broken. No, the system ain't broken. The system is working exactly how they design it to function. We are the ones that's broken to think that it's going to somehow open up one day and let us all in, kumbaya, hugs and love and light. Yeah, all right. Jackie said Ralph was being shady. Yes, Pedro, she said a light fell. She said a light fell and struck the guy. Somebody else said that something else was going on, a fight and all kind of stuff. But that's, that's amongst them. I hope nobody was hurt. That's all we could hope for. But family, I don't want to seem disingenuous in any form or fashion, man. Like I said, I think that we need to pay attention to what's going on around us, because it is obvious that the more we get caught up in the political circle, the more we get caught up in this back and forth, we don't realize that there are things happening right around us, man, that we need to pay attention to, so that when that door opens, we would know how to go through. Like going through the what was it? The River Jordan, when it was parted. We got to be able to see the parting to get to the promised land. We got to be able to see how to go through when it's time to go through and know when to move accordingly. Because as we speak, we look around the food. I mean, I'm telling you, a lot of us are not paying close enough attention. We're being distracted all the time. Someone asked me, what are my thoughts on the missing young man recently? And then he's back home with his sheep, this kind of stuff. I tell folks, look, at this point in Barbados, I don't even know if that was real or not real. Not saying that someone, I hope if he was hurt, whatever, he's safe. I'm just saying, we don't have enough details to form any real informed opinion. In most cases, you get a lot of information on social media. Some is relevant, some isn't. I mean, who can say? So although we want to have opinions on almost next to everything, it's a perspective I have. Like I have a perspective on this and that, but choose. Not everything you got to be having a perspective on. I feel the same way. I think that Mr. Thorne might have had good intentions. He want to help the people. Perhaps he really did. Maybe he still does. Maybe he really does. But he's cognizant of a system that he may not be fully aware of. He may not be fully aware. And there's nothing wrong with him not knowing certain things. I mean, nobody knows everything. But if you're really for the people, man, well, go to the people who oppose you. Go have a conversation with those who don't really see it the way you see it and see what they say. If everybody around you keep telling you yes, 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 then it's probably a no, 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 no. I'm just saying, man. That's my 2 cents, man. The speaker got a nerve pinch. Oh, Pedro, you notice it, huh? You notice it. Yep. And it goes even more. You're going to listen to the rest. The atmosphere changed, and he felt it. That's why he said, there's a spirit in here, no. Called Mr. Thorne, he know what he talking about. He be feeling them vibes. He isn't a man that practices craft. I know he's practicing his craft. It's evident for those who paying attention. But he recognized, man, there's a different thing going on. Like he said, isn't it? He said it's not safe being a politician. Welcome to the new Barbados. Jackie said, Pepper. Yeah, man. Said, what standards be overstand? What standards be overstand? Fab, listen, don't even start that, man. No, I said educators, Ras. Nah, I'm not educating anybody, man. I'm just giving my own perspective like everybody else, man. Just my own perspective, man. But I realized her energy shifted, man. I mean, Santa try her best to do damage control. That's her role. That's what she's good at. And the speaker was like, nah, the speaker chose a side and pull rank. I've been to school. You ain't gonna be sitting here trying to subtly, intellectually insult people and drop in the windows. I tell you, move on, right? So Ralph Thorne is the thorn in her side. Yep, she said I would curse him. That was crazy. I know, I couldn't believe it myself. She said, I pray God to take it out of me, though. I thought that was quite hilarious myself, man. Like I tell you, man, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make it up, man. That maritime session was more important, than that back and forth BS you played. I totally agree. Totally. But here's the thing. To get into the maritime aspect of this whole thing, we got to look at it from a different perspective. Why? Why are Barbados talking about maritime and the aspects of maritime? I started off talking about the colony, then it talked about Barbados becoming a country, Pedro. Guess what? Well, now we became a republic. We became a republic. Remember that? Let me share this picture right here again. This is my famous picture, and I always go back to it because I don't think people fully get what this was about. Let me share this one, Pedro. Just for you, Pedro. This is where we're going with this. Because there's a shift happening, and the shift is being played out on purpose. There's no maritime. The maritime is not what we think it is at all. Let me show what the maritime is right here. Let me go share the screen. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Window. This is one of the most, listen family, this is one of the most important moments in the history of this nation, well, this country. Let me put it in its proper perspective. In the history of this country. You remember this? Now I've shown this picture on here on several occasions. First, they rest the flag on the ground. But then you have this situation here where it's not a red carpet, it's a blue carpet. And the military and the sea police are both kneeling on what is considered, I guess, a plank, well, a cushion that has on a fringe as well. So we have this blue platform on the land, and this bridge, this cushion with a fringe on it. And the two flags with the red cross. We ain't even going to discuss what the red cross is. So all of a sudden, when they start talking about maritime, they ain't talking about no fishing. They ain't talking about no red snapper and no marlin. That might be included in the conversation, family. But understand, this is how they capture land. This is how they capture land. And the reason why there's this rift going on in clearly Parliament, because they're making a move to capture land. It's always been about the land. It's not about nothing else. It's always about the land. So when we, the people, start to recognize that there's a shift going on, or a shift going on amongst the guards, or a changing of the guards, is probably what I should say instead. What are we to do? What are we to do? Align ourselves with a new guard, or seize the land ourselves? Because it becomes vulnerable and up for grabs. That's why all of a sudden we want new policies, new legislations, want new areas to push through faster title deeds and faster conveyances and whatnot. Want to get it going through quick. Where's Alex Mitchell? We ain't need him, man. But that's the whole plan. Seize the land. Well, a lot of folks gonna sit back and watch it. Think about it. The government opened up all these kind of markets all over the place, and they open up the shops downtown, but they don't call them shops. They don't call them shops. They're in the fishing industry, or whether they're in the produce market. What do they call those areas that they allocate to people? And does anyone know? Anyone remembers? Does anyone know? Does anyone remember what they called them? Bill Gates, GMO food. No, Bill Gates, GMO cows for milk in the island. Man, all in an effort to eliminate people in a sophisticated way. The Africans are ants to pay reparations for trading the slaves. That's a whole nother conversation there, man, Pedro. One that is overdue. And what I'm just watching and listening. Very interesting show. He said, oh, Cuba Democracy, yo, Noel, come on. That's not that. Oh man. So Socrates defined democracy. 9/11. He said January the 16th, January the 20, January the 6th all over again. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy, man. The U.S. supposed to be a constitutional republic. That's food for thought, because if Barbados is a constitutional republic, you know what's happening here, right? I said we got bigger fish to fry right now. He said, "Where is she hanging out with a guy needs Pam? I'll feel free. I'll feel some kind of way also." I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, you see that? You got it right. It says they call them stalls, right? But guess what? Before they started calling the market stalls, where was the first word? Where was the first place you heard that word stall? It's a stall. When you hear the word stall, what do you think of? What comes to mind? If you're a farmer, you hear the word stall. What do you put in stalls? Pedro said a kiosk. Yeah, that's being politically correct right there. Nah, Pedro, they don't call no kiosks. They call them stalls. They got a stall here. They got a little stall there. But when you got stalls, what do you put in stalls, man? What do you put in a stall? Yeah, so we're going to put you in a stall. We're going to keep you in a stall. Even the produce where they built those new up there by the back of the old bus, by the Fairchild Street bus terminal. We built some stalls, right? For the people. We build stalls. We build stalls for the people, right? That's what you're going to do. We're building stalls now. So when you put the animals in the stalls, no one said food, Tyrone said animals. Better yet, the cattle. Are we getting somewhere, family? We getting somewhere. See, they're on the brink of trying to re-enslave people in such a subtle way, we ain't even see it coming. So the cattle, no, we go and get, in a pen, right? Like he said, a pen. So when they put you in a stall as cattle, this is interesting. Well, wait a minute. If they keep you in a stall, well, aren't they technically stalling you from making progress? Because a lot of those shops are but so big. Go by the ones in front of the bus terminal. Those shops that line in front where the buses stop when you get off before it goes back into the terminal, Fairchild Street. Anyone who runs those stalls, you can only grow as big as the stall can maintain itself. The market is worse because it has a set time to open and a set time to close. So you can't even stay longer to try to earn an extra dollar after hours. You're confined to the time frame they give you in a space that's so confined that you can't outgrow. I have an ackee tree that is 13 years old. 13 years old. By now, an ackee tree should be bearing ackees. I planted this seed when one of my offsprings were born. And I've had it in a pot the entire time. The ackee tree is about maybe 4 feet tall at this point in time. It's 13 years old and only 4 feet tall. Why? I have an ackee tree that's 13 years old in a plant pot, and it's only about 4 feet tall, give or take. Not even 4 feet, to be honest. Always green, always got leaves, never get any taller. Why? Because I keep it in a small pot. If you want to stop a tree from growing, you put it in a small pot. If you want to stop a people from growing, you keep them in a small space, both physically, consciously, and spiritually, and tie us into ideas that kind of surround us and encapsulate us and stop us from thinking beyond the border or what they call a box. So they tell you, think outside the box. No, thinking outside the box doesn't allow you to expand. It gives you ideas about what you can be, but you need to get out the box and get rid of the box. Your potential is known only outside the box when you get rid of the box. Realize, right? There's no box, family. There's none. There's only ideas they have given us from beginning till now. It was a colony, and they're running Barbados with people who are cognizant on how to run a colony and telling the people it's a country, and we got, you know, what do you call it, democracy. We free. The illusion of inclusion. Meanwhile, all you has been, all you are at this point, and what they want for your future, for your children and your children's children, is one thing and one thing only: to keep you as a slave. And that's it. And although some are fans, well, I don't want to say that some prefer that. Some folks don't want to govern themselves. Some folks want to be governed, and they're okay with the idea. So they're going to fight you for trying to be free. Remember that. In the store, you can go so far. I like that, Pedro. It will cause chaos. Yo. Serious. Pedro, you ain't easy at all, man. At all. Jackie said, could as well call themselves. Oh, man. Y'all get the picture? What do you keep in a cell? A prisoner. You keep a prisoner in a cell. Family, like I said, this is not an indictment to BLP, DLP. This isn't against Ralph for me. Like, they're just cognizant of what they're cognizant of. That's it. You can't even fault them. But we know what time it is. So I'm saying, if we see that space, we're supposed to take it. We're supposed to take it, not beg for it, not wait for a minister who cognizant to give it. They're not cognizant on how to give it. They can never do it. None of them could do it. All they could do is create situations that force us to recognize and become aware of what's happening, so we will know what we need to do when we need to do it. So we give thanks for all of them that came before, all. Because of what they have done, we find ourselves right now on the precipice of change. The question is, will we have the courage to go forward accordingly? Will we have the tenacity to resist all the, I don't want to go down that road, but you know the last thing that happened, all the mandates that they claim to want to impose. You cannot stop an idea whose time has come. Serious. Stalled to be sold, Stalled to be sold, man. Noel said engrafted. Well, it's not engrafted. It's a natural ackee tree. I just keep it in that pot, and the plan is when I get my official first plot of land, I'm gonna plant the tree so that the future generations could eat from it. That was the idea. A while I kept it in the pot, and that is the vision I have to fulfill in the not too distant future, inshallah. He said, "Do you go to the housing schemes?" Pedro, don't do it, Pedro. Don't do it. I beg you, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Because a lot of these so-called housing in Barbados, government housing, are designed to hold 3 people at best in most cases. And some houses got 12 people, 13, 14 people, 3 generations living there. You can imagine then, right? Everybody fighting for space. That's why most of the government areas where they have housing, you got a lot of good people, because some folks will live by themselves or 2 people, but then you got other folks that are not, that's not their reality. Everybody fighting for space. You put a bunch of rats in a barrel and a little bit of food. See when all the food gone? Guess who they start fighting? They don't think of working together to get out. They start to fight each other for survival. This ain't nothing new, family. The system is perfect. We are the ones who We're the ones who broken to think that that is ever going to change to accommodate us. The colonial democracy does not work for us. It has never worked and will never work because, in essence, it was never designed to work for us. It is mob rule. And in this case, the mob ain't the majority. The mob is those who control the money. Study it. So it's the majority of the rich fighting the rich over how to use the labor. Y'all ain't hearing me, man. Colonizer, IMF plan, right? Okay. Open prison. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what's going on, man. Pedro say, I is a runaway slave. Now oppressed. Serious. I see now. That's why they're selling out the prime real estate to those who call outside investors. Outside investors are the outside invaders, man. Once they accumulate you ever play Monopoly, Noel? This is real life Monopoly. Once they secure enough land, enough utilities, build enough houses, hotels on property, you in trouble. If you ain't got the payola, you in squalor. I'm telling you, you out the game, man. Otherwise, you're going directly to jail. You can't pass go, and you ain't got no money for bail. Don't it sound familiar? They're not even in control of their own space, man. Just like how so-called slave huts were built small, they are still in 2024 building small houses, some the size of so-called slave huts still today. Facts. It's facts, man. Facts. Facts, family. Facts, man. But it's it's housing, so better than one I got here, boy. I can take that. Yeah, well, like my Aki tree, ain't no growth happening. And another thing too, it didn't produce one fruit yet. None. Crazy, man. Crazy, man. This is why, fam, like I said, man, in fact, let me play this one more. Pedro, I got a bit of the play for you, man. Well, let me play it for everyone. Pedro gonna find this quite interesting. I know that for sure. Y'all ain't gonna believe this, man. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Hang on a second. You can't make this stuff up. Let me go get it. Share this. Now, I don't even know how I can make this larger because it's an Instagram. I don't even know how Instagram I don't know how to do this. Let me see what I can do first. Give me a second. Let me see how I can increase this. Well, not quite. Let me see. I'm trying something here. Give me a second. Well, no, that ain't working. That definitely okay. That didn't work. Bad idea. Y'all should have seen what I just did. Bad idea. Okay, well, let me see if I could do a full screen something here. If I could edit this somehow, I don't know. Go to copy link. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm just going to play as it is, okay? I'm just going to play as it is. Let me see if I can. I wanted to control it so I could stop it and play from the beginning, but it doesn't look that way. So I'm just going to go on this page real quick, and y'all can help me with this right here. I think this is worth listening to. And, well, in part, I'll give you the link so you can go and listen to it in your own time. But yeah. Where is the video? Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so this is on Dr. Kevin Greenidge's page. Now, I'm going to give you this link, family. You got to go check it out. You got to check this out. Let me see how best I can do this. As best I can. All right. And this is his page right here. And this is important. This is very important. This video. I want to pause it because he's going to start to speak on the bank and saving, and he's going to say some things. Now, this is the guy in charge of the central bank. I want you to listen to what this man is about to say. Like, listen to what he's about to say, family. Because we talk about money, we talk about control, we talk about democracy, we talk about the plantocracy, we talk about the colony, we talk about slavery or enslavement, prisoners. Listen to what he is about to say. And this is the governor of the central bank.
Saving is broader than that. I look at saving as a way of protecting your future. Let me tell you what I mean by that. The traditional way of saving is putting money in the bank. There's nothing wrong with that. You put your money in the bank and you get a little something. In the context of Barbados nowadays, I'm the governor of the central bank, and I want you to put some money in the bank. But we got $13 billion in the bank right now.
Y'all heard that? Because I can't go back on this one. I don't have the control like I would like. He just said, I want you to put the money in the bank. But right now, listen to let me put this is on Instagram. I don't know if everyone here is on Instagram, but Instagram. Y'all gotta, man, look, hold on. Let me just get the link. First of all. Let me get the link. Let me go copy the link. And let me go post the link. Let me just post this link right here. Hang on a second. Let me post this link right here. Let me post that link. That's IG for those who are on IG. Otherwise, I'm not sure you can find it, but we'll see. Nevertheless, he says we have $13 billion in the bank right now. Now, when he said we have $13 billion in the bank, right, I want y'all to grasp the concept of what $1 billion is. $1 billion is enough money. It's enough. It's enough money, man. You understand? So 13 times enough is 13 enough times, man. You feel me? But listen to the numbers. 13. Listen to the rest of his message. And this is a message that he's putting out there on social media. The audience is the world. Listen.
And if I had money, I won't put all in the bank.
If I had money, I would not put all in the bank. Wait, hold on a minute, man. Hold on a minute. Do me a favor, man. Like, type, I'm listening in the comments so you know y'all listening and paying attention. Just type, I'm listening. Type, put something. Let me know. Put something. Let me know, because you listening to this. This is a whole message, family. This is a whole, look, hold on, man. I ain't gonna interrupt. I ain't gonna start this over. Listen to what this man is about to tell us, man. Let me go back here. This is the second video, by the way, on his page. Oh, well, the second reel, or second post. I don't know. This is the one right here, though.
But for me, saving is broader than that. I look at saving as a way of protecting your future. Let me tell you what I mean by that.
Savings is a way of protect. I know I said I wasn't going to stop it. I know. My apology. Saving is a way of protecting your future.
The traditional way of saving is putting money in the bank. There's nothing wrong with that. You put your money in the bank and you get a little something. In the context of Barbados nowadays, I'm the governor of the central bank, and I want you to put some money in the bank. But we got $13 billion in the bank right now. And if I had money, I won't put all in the bank. So first of all, you need to have some money put aside in a cash form, liquid form, in case you have an emergency. For that, my recommendation is 3 to 4 months of your salary. What do you do with the rest of your salary? You have your budget. So you have your budget out nicely. You look at your income and you look at your expenses and you put aside, this is food, X amount. This is for the entertainment because you got to spend some on yourself. And then you have your bills to pay, so you pay your bills. And most of you will say this is left back. So this is more a left back. I build in the liquidity for the emergency fund, but I got this piece of money I want to invest. That investment is what I can refer to as saving/investment. You hear me?
Saving/investment. You can't make this stuff up, family. You cannot make this up. How many people in Barbados even going on the central bank governor page, taking the advice he giving whoever's going on the page? They're directing you in a direction. Well, let me phrase that. They're directing their people because they know what's coming. If I were you, I wouldn't put all my money in the bank. I wouldn't put it all in the bank. I would make, and he literally listen, man, if y'all don't take nothing of what I said tonight, because y'all don't care about political incorrect or whatever you tell yourself, it doesn't matter. My point is, you see the portion right here? Find this guy's page, go on a friend IG page. If you ain't got it, download it, if only for this one reason, and listen to this message, what he is saying. In fact, I'm gonna let you hear a little bit more, and I got another clip to play for you from the same guy. They're literally navigating steps in a direction. These videos in for everybody, because not everybody ain't even going on these pages listening to this stuff. This is for those who going on there and paying attention. It's like the stock market. Not everybody going on the stock market watching the Dow Jones. You know, the international ratings to get Barbados. One of those ratings are called standards and poors. Those who have the standards and those who are poor. Anyhow, let me let this play.
I can call that saving/investment. But for me, saving is broader than that.
Go and watch this clip again. Listen to it. Saving. Now, let me give you the other one though, because it's getting that time. I want to give you this one right here. This one, let me just go switch up on you real quick. Bam. This is the other video I got for you right here. I'm gonna put this link up as well. Let me go because it's a little longer. I won't play the whole thing, but y'all could go ahead and watch this when you get a chance. Let me put that, post that in the comments real quick. Speaking of comments, let me see real quick what's going on here. Jackie is saying, Ashe, smiling butterfly. Yeah, for sure. I agree. I'm fighting for sales. That's right. Some slave huts is still going on today. Somebody's asking, Pedro, the Aki tree is a man? And you say Aki tree. You funny. That's a good question. That's a good question. I wouldn't know yet because, like I said, I haven't matured to the stage where it would bear because it's been kept in that small pot for such a long time. So, of course, it's experiencing trauma occasionally, because at some point in time, it was taller. But I did cut it back because I didn't want it to get too big because then I don't want it to burst out of the pot either. So I try to keep it at a place. But that's a good question. But what I will do, like I said, is the plan is that, I figure if I didn't take it on my own personal space, I'll plant it on the farm. But one of the farms I have, I'll plant it on the farm. Now, although the farm isn't mine, that's not my personal. I figure since I wanted to plant this plant on property that belonged to me, in the sense of me being a caretaker while I'm here, I figure, you know what? I'm gonna plant it on the farm. So I've been thinking about that more recently. And in fact, the fact that I brought it up tonight, maybe it's that time to go and put that in the farm in a strategic location next to the other trees that are there. Yeah, I'm inspired by that, Pedro. I think I'm going to do that and see where it goes from there. For sure. But definitely going to check it out. Give thanks to that one, man. Affordable living, that what they call it. Affordable living, huh? Affordable. We need to define what the word afford means. Hope housing project incomplete and over budget. Again, Noel, we got this thing wrong, man. Yes, brother. Greetings. We got to go take that journey too, brother. I ain't forget. In fact, you already know how to reach me, man. It's that time. The brother was telling me about some stuff. We got to go and do some investigation, man. And oh man. Justice for Jacoby. Yeah. I don't know, man. The prime servant, law enforcement servants murdered that child. The Granum, I don't, like I said, man, that one, Empress, that one was rough, really and truly, man. It's true. Who control the money, control the people. Yep, you said it. That's mass people would find their ATM not working. Just now, man. Just now, bro. We ancestors own one, but nuts. Slowing down the flow, intelligence potential of black people. For sure. For sure. It said we growing criminals. Were they politicians? Or take money out the picture and take this, man, I'm telling you, forget government. So you miss climate change. Joe, don't do it. Don't do it. Say Barbados is not Trinidad. Aaron, I'm listening. Oh, listening. Bank of Thieves. Before Owen sell out Central Bank to Barbados, he said that Barbadians do not invest. They're good at saving. Yep, he's speaking very informal. You notice it, but wait a minute. Wait till I show you the next video right here. This is the last one I'm gonna share. We're gonna roll out of here, man. That's Economy 101. Question is, how many people paying attention? He said Mia has been watching that 13 billion since 2018. Well, guess what? Let me let this video here play, Tyrone. I want y'all listen this carefully. In fact, Tyrone, let me let it play. Let me let it play.
Now on the news, the Central Bank of Barbados has reported that government has recorded an increase in revenue.
Let's go there talk about revenue. Call it what it is. They took more of our money in taxes.
I want no part of money again.
You know he?
Who's he? The fella's got that big motor here, boy. What? Shut up. Looking poor one.
What the hell is that for real though?
Man, listen, I hear when I'm talking, so I just figured you come and explain a few things to me. But I got already through, you see. So, is there revenue or what revenue is and all kind of, right? I know the sisters might just have a drink of it. Let me hear you, man.
So, where does the money just come from? What the government is really do with the money?
Before I get to what government do, let me talk about revenues. The money you said government said taxes. All government.
Let me fix the speed on this, because let me give me a second, because I want y'all to hear this. But the funny thing is, though, in the meantime, before I go fixing this, because by the way, this is from Barbados Today, so I got to give a shout to Barbados Today for for sharing their information. Let me just say this first too, though. Imagine you home saying, "Don't drink him," and you people, and a man is walking through and pour yourself a drink. So they would have thought revenue want, he got side of share. We hear you out, man. They have been drinking for a long time, because they ain't flying though, big man, at all. I don't know. Barbados is not a real place, man. I'm telling you, man. This does not exist. Why it matters. Episode number 7.
Now on the news, the Central Bank of Barbados has reported that government has recorded an increase in revenue.
Let's go there talk about revenue. Call it what it is. They took more of our money in taxes.
I want no part of money again.
You know he?
Who's he? The fella's got that big motor here, boy. What? Shut up. Looking poor one.
What the hell is that for real though?
Man, listen, I hear when I'm talking, so I just figured you come and explain a few things to me. But I got already through, you see. So, is there revenue or what revenue is and all kind of, right? I know the sisters might just have a drink of it. Let me hear you, man.
So, where does the money just come from? What the government is really do with the money?
Before I get to what government really do, let me talk about revenues. The money you said government said taxes. All governments in the world taking money, usually in the form of taxes. Some may get some fees or some money from fines in the United States. And they sell a speed track for you to collect some money. That is called revenue too. That is a non-tax revenue. But the majority of money that the government takes in is from taxes. And I can tell you what kind of tax is like now. But before I do that, all governments taking money in order to provide services.
So before he tells you why and how they take your money, I'm just going to justify why they take your money. Because after all, we got to provide services. So rather than have Britain pay for its past, no, we're going to set some speed traps for you. We're going to tax you, and we're going to make you pay for these services that they should have been already paid for. I mean, after all, it was a colony, remember?
And you citizens of the country want services like free health service and free education and everything, and more taxes get paid because where government get money from except for the citizens to pay. No.
How about the people who enslaved the people in the first place, kept them as prisoners, marginalized them, disenfranchised them, get them a poor quality of education, made it seem that they were learning something. Half the stuff ain't got nothing to do with life and life skills or even management, let alone running a business or being an entrepreneur. We're not even going to talk about how to invest in the first place. Yeah, how about that, Mr. Governor?
Taxes. There's two types of taxes. There's direct taxes and there's indirect taxes.
But either way, they take your money.
Direct taxes, the ones that come directly from the pocket, either of people who work or corporations.
That's called pickpocketing.
Right? It means that it comes directly from a direct transaction or land tax. So there's the main areas. This is a good response.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're going to talk about taxes, though.
Anyhow, I'm gonna let y'all go watch that episode. Listen, they got a whole bunch of stuff online going on, like some skits and stuff trying to explain this thing to people. But I'm saying, who's watching these? Who this is for? Because the average person not clicking on to these links. So when they doing this and they breaking it down, what's the mindset behind this, man? I had somebody just put it right there, man. And I saw it. I know I saw it, man. Yep. Move it or lose it. They're telling you what's about to happen, what's going on, and they're bringing people up to speed, those who they need to be up. They're making people cognizant of what is coming. And those who ain't cognizant, I ain't gonna tell you. He said, this is an ad. You bet it is an ad. They got a whole bunch of, in fact, Pedro is a whole bunch of series. This one is what it means, why it matters, episode number 7, which deals with revenue and expenditure. They got episode 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a few other more dealing with different topics. They schooling a set of people. Now, I don't know if others have downloaded this and they share it private. I don't know, but go check this out, family, and see what they're talking about, man. Anyhow, family, we going. This right here, man, it has some humor in it, but there ain't nothing funny about this, man, because he break down some stuff and make you scratch your head like, wait, why they doing this? What's the objective? You see, they can't say that they didn't tell you. You can't say they didn't tell you. You might not have been paying attention. Where you're looking at the woman in the red dress, look again. Look again. Another form of education, aka indoctrination. Now he's making them cognizant. Oh man. Yeah, man, hold on. He said he walk in like a toy. I ain't even touching it. Man, you see what the fellas here talking. It's kind of, they got some heavy break drinks here. You know, Barbara, everything discussed over brandy. Anyhow, family, that's it for the night. That's all, folks. We up out of here, and we gonna wheel up out of here. I gotta play a special tune for those who celebrated the Earth Day this last few weeks or so. You know, something special. I do have a special request though by one individual. If I could find that tune here now, I will find it. I definitely know I'm gonna find it. I only play a list. For sure. I know that I this one for Beverly, man. I gotta play this tune for Bev, you know how it is. All those celebrating day this month and so on and so forth, we call it. Wow. Let me see if I can find that tune. I know you're gonna find it, man. It's amazing the things you see when you go looking for something you ain't want to look for, right? It's like, whoa, where'd that come from? All right. Here we go. There you go. So, Bev, I got a tune for you. I know you like it. We can do this one for Beverly tonight, family. But all I'm gonna say, people, right now, man, is we got to start paying attention. We watching a heist. Yo, you can't say it no better here. You can't say it no better, man. Pam, for real. Serious family. All I'm saying is that we got to pay attention, okay? We got to pay attention. We can't no longer sit back and just watch social media. We got to pay attention. Answer the real questions. Answer tough questions. How are you going to pay back this money that, we don't even know exists no more? Like, we don't even got a clue what they're doing. We're falling for it over and over. We got to pay attention. We got to pay attention. Having said that, politics at its best. Have a peaceful night, family. Definitely, I got to play a special tune for those who celebrating the Earth Strong this season. So naturally, I'm going to go to a tune that I would naturally go to. One of our very own, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know it already. Y'all know this tune already, man. So let's play the cut.
Imagine this world without the money.
Wait, in fact, I guess it kind of is timely because we're talking about money tonight. So, I believe Empress, all those who celebrate this month is your sacred entity. In the universe, peace.
Imagine this world without the money.
Imagine.
Nothing to buy or sell. Just sky above and earth below us. No heaven or no hell. No division through religion. No distinction by the color of your skin. Can you imagine? Imagine this world were a better place. Imagine I am you and you are me. Imagine there's no class, no color, creed, no race. We're all the same. Take a look and see. Imagine this world without the nations. No borders or no lines. No need for guns, no ammunition. No need to take so many lives. No deception through corruption. No destruction. No fight to lose, no win. Can you imagine? Oh, imagine this world were a better place. Imagine I am you and you are me. Imagine there's no class, no color, creed, no race. We're all the same.
We're all the same, family.
Take a look and see. Imagine there is no more reason for the wars. peace and safety like never seen before. No more pain, no more hurt, and no more scars. Oh, the love that we could ask for, nothing more. Imagine this world were a better place. Imagine I am you and you are me. Imagine there's no class, no color, creed, no race. We're all the same. Take a look and see.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song, man. Like Risa, I think that's one of her best songs to date. I mean, she got a few best songs for us.
Lord, 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 Lord. What am I?
That's the one I love the most. Little Lion song, Concrete Mixtape. I can't let that one run. That one is too hardcore. I want to say that one separate, Beverly. That one they're different. I might play that the only way out, though. You never know still. But family, like I said, man, we got to start paying attention and really come up with some ideas. You know, sit amongst your family, have a plan. You know, like I said, especially when it comes to food and food security right now, what's going on. You know, how we plan to feed the family. You know, talk to your church group, your PTAs, your co-workers, you know, the people on the ZR van, have a conversation with a total stranger and start to build a different vibe, family. We don't need to wait for permission to be told what to do. We don't need to wait for me to call election for Ralph to be empowered, then decide that he's going to do something for the people. Take responsibility now, family. Now, right now. Barbados National Congress, that's the mindset. You be your own National Congress. You decide to govern yourself and your family. If you need help, your number's on the screen, man. That's what we about. Shout out to Fade, y'all already know. Big, big shout out to the Fade family. By extension, Barbados National Congress. Love, 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 family. Y'all hold firm, keep good. Haile Selassie first, Empress Wazira Menin. It's the one perfect balance. Y'all already know, man. Love and light, family. Love and light. Wednesday, we're going to definitely be here again. We got a program I've been working on, again, doing some research on this food security situation. We're going to touch on that and then go from there. So stay upful, stay joyful, and stay alert. Be vigilant. That's the key word for my inbox friend. Give thanks, family. Love and light to you too, Jackie. Knowledge is free. All you have to do is pay attention, man. Big, big thing. Good night to you too, family. Beverly, Empress, happy Earth Day, Empress. Empress Beverly is shouting you out, man. Big shout outs. Again, for all y'all, man. For sure. Let me get this situation here, man.
Sister, kill him and fine style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm messing for me the voice and what he's representing for all. Things on about the sound. Look lion sound, yo, Janali Nico. Yeah. Look lion at the best. See me on the right, team pan to kill it. Tell them I show down in any contest. Put a bad like Superman, me take you off of your chest. Tell them to push up any selector we want for this. Look lion sound, I go put them here to rest. Come here so we win dog and no less. No fear, no guy where you living and no flesh, cause them dead off. We got to keep on killing on the road to Zion, yeah. A little lion at the best, we tell it.